一个纪录片要被大家看到，需要付出多少努力？
你们走错方向了，你们知道吗？应该是在那边，我带你们去。整个星子啊，老给搞起来，整个星子是吧？是那个，是我看那个，看一下。去哪？Andy？ 这个是阿拉丁。6号。那我也来拍一拍合照。没有，6号。要从这儿走。拍个录像。
你赶紧去 PPT 吧。
哎，我去赶。
I believe Alexandria represented.
紧张的一批啊！拜拜，加油！
I was thinking a little bit about your artistic vision. We saw a lot of cards, we've seen shots of football.
And if you're ready, your time starts now.
大家好，我是系列纪录片《去哪儿安家》的导演秦霄月。大约在2年前，我因为一则新闻跑到了中国北方的一个边境小城，制作了一个短片，叫《在哪儿安家》，记录下了祖国的大好河山。拍下这么多人物之后，我发现年轻一代他更加愿意为了自己内心真实的渴望而去付出行动。接下来我们来看一下片花。作为一个导演，如果要用一个关键词去结束，或者说提炼这个项目的话，我觉得是勇气。每一个疑句的背后，其实都是一段勇气的故事。每个人他都渴望脚踏实地、有希望的生活。我希望用一个个真实的故事去拥抱每一个努力让生活变得更好的普通人。
Congratulations, I think your keyboard courage stands also for you, so bravo for the presentation and work on your own so far. I think that's actually a really interesting topic because not only in China but all around the world we
我也蛮喜欢这个选题的，因为我会觉得不同的人生阶段都会对生命意义、对家、对追寻的理想生活有一定的探寻。
We have 2 projects still to hear, and our next one you'll find on page 182. It's Between the Cracks of Souls.
Send me your email address.
今年我们与恩视频、哔哩哔哩、优酷、法国 Castbox、英国 塔斯科夫斯基
听上去呢，你是想讲一个诗和远方的主题，但是我听着给我留下的一个印象，好像那个主题是在讲逃避，各种逃避，逃避大城市，逃避北上广，逃避生活压力，逃避工作强度，逃避婚姻，逃避家庭都有。
到了2个中国的朋友。
Hello，我是能杰。
来，小能杰，15年认识啊。
我
很想跟你们聊一聊，就是你觉得外国人怎么看中国的片子？其实我也去了一些，虽然不多啊，像我去过山形，还有去年去了一下鹿特丹，就一直会去想他们怎么看待中国的片子。一方面是我们大众的一个主流媒体的一个传播，另外还有可能他们会觉得，哎，我通过这些独立纪录片去了解。但是很多时候在国内的不管是审查还是说出于各种原因的一些选择上面，那他们能够被大众看到的其实非常少，然后导致这些内容全部集中在国外看，反而他们好像起了一个反作用，好像看到都是中国不好的。国内的那些小成本的那种剧情片，它其实上映也很困难。
对啊，这上映是因为我是为什么不走这条路，是因为你除了审查，宣发成本是很高的，很多人不愿意发，因为你这个太冒险了，你会花很多钱、时间、精力去宣发，最后连估计宣发费都赚不回来，所以就很难，哪怕一些片子口碑质量都不错的，就很难抵达到观众。对，
是我觉得一个导演一辈子能有个爆款就很 OK 了。
那可遇不可求的，就很难。
可遇不可求，
动不动就4个群体22，我说那是例外，这很难碰到的，10年碰一次。
最近那个里斯本玩好像还可以，但是它成本太高。
它成本高，再一个它估计也就几千万吧。希望这种好片子要抵达到观众，因为它也可以影响观众。原来纪录片也好，有不错的。
是的。
所以我也是一直在鼓励，能过审查，能去上映，能去那个的话，还是尽量去争取一下，可以让观众看到这些，就把观众慢慢的把它
这个观影的习惯，
观影习惯，而且审美或者什么各方面。让他们可以愿意去看纪录片，因为可以看到一些更精彩的东西。中国其实很多故事他们不感兴趣，说实在的，就好像我这次来欧洲，让我有一个很大的感触，就是我说我有10来个片子，而且是不同题材的，什么留守儿童、陈慧病、国民党老兵啊，很多人挑什么？挑那个性少数片子，就 LGBT， 就挑这个同性恋题材片子，我就觉得很意外。他说。这个题材在欧洲政治正确啊，他们只关心议题。我说原来议题这么重要。
而且老外人也有同性恋，那你说国民党，人家老外没国民党，不知道这是什么东西。那你说国民党老兵，
所以这事对我感触比较大的。我说你怎么挑一个我评分最低，我就质量。
对，我觉得纪录片真的好多时候，你一个选题话题，你正好戳中当下的一个点了，你这个片子就成功了。好像对于你的摄影技术、你的叙事技巧，所有的都没有你一个话题性来的重要。
对，你要我拍这比较迎合国际那种，就是我说我没这方面素养，为什么你要我拍那很艺术化的表达？其实我也有难度，因为我没这方面修养，没这么素养。我只是老实讲故事吧。
所以我觉得这种国际交流其实是非常重要的。然后像这种电影节，哪怕没有入选，我觉得来学习都是非常有收获的。
对，这不是碰到你了吗？
哎，挺开心的。哎呀，总共今天要参加6个活动的。哇，那挺多的。
我约他今晚上吃饭，他没时间。
Starting with the zero, and what is really important is that all the knowledge that has been collected.
I'm making a documentary. I think it's still a topic, but people don't just disappear. They move from big cities to rural places in China. So have a look. And
thank you.
That's my website.
It's a human rights film festival based in The Hague.
这是一个不同的电影节的代表上去介绍自己的电影节的活动。
It's not in the help of the filmmakers. We don't have a premiere status or anything alike. The only thing I always say,
something that was called a couple of years ago called the Doc Salon, which.
今天这个活动是一个法国电视台 Arte。左边这位朋友今年有入围哦。
I saw your projects and I think they're really cool.
Thank you.
I think you're gonna be sponsored very soon. The story, even though it's very local, like a local problem, you can resonate with people worldwide. I really like the way you approach it, cinematographically.
Oh, thank you very much.
We are gonna keep in touch, find a way to work together.
Thank you.
This was Diana from Colombia.
Do you see any Chinese documentaries of
inspiration from Japan, but Chinese not that much. I think it could work because it's something new that can be brought to Colombia.
结束了，还有好多人在外面，已经下雨了，大家都还不走哎。你们在这干嘛呢？
候着。
啊？
里面人太多了。
能姐，你刚刚说啥来着？
没有，就说我来德国2个月，也想做个片子出来，接下来游学纪录片。
关于自己的，拍了这么多别人的。
对对，就是人家可能人家想来德国，想来欧洲，想来提前做点功课，就会找我片子来看一看。但是这种片子好像又没什么太多的价值意义，除了这个价值和意义了。
没有啊，我觉得
它会给我自己带来一些思考。
对，我觉得记录自己就是很大的价值所在。在现在这个世界，大家都缺乏关注自己的内心，我觉得。
对啊，现在我就来欧洲就想，要为自己而活。
特别是我觉得纪录片，就是我们时常在关注某某群体，对，在觉得这个社会需要怎么样，但是好像我觉得，其实应该让自己的内心更饱满起来。
对，除了自己，我们现在我们行业里面在国内怎么得到关注的呢？
对啊，
哭穷卖惨。
我觉得做一些温暖的东西，更加能够让人内心产生一些触动，或者是想要去改变的一个动机。
改变不了哎，别指望改变哈！我不想改变这个世界，这个世界我也不想被这个世界太多的改变了。
挺好。没有想到啊，快10年了，认识了啊。
对，我们俩吭哧干了10几年纪录片了。所以现在好像慢慢的好像有点醒悟了。醒悟的感觉就是少干点纪录片。纪录片没前途了。
本来干纪录片的就是珍惜动物。你觉得？
我们有点不食人间烟火。
不食人间烟火，对。我应该是往这边走吧。
先去看片了，我记得。
哦，你们要去看电影啊？
对，你给我那个地图我搜一下就好。
OK， 你们看吧，我时差还没倒过来，我必须要回去了。
哦，这样子。哦，拜拜。
有缘再相见。
看片去了。
好。
看片。
拜拜。
拜拜。
好像又有人在弹琴，是幻听了吗？1对1的发行商对谈，没约上。哎呀，回去写邮件吧。
Cette année, le Golden Tree Documentary Film Festival a reçu pas moins de 4325 documentaires.
Malheureusement, ma maman est malade avant de prendre son avion et j'ai été choisie pour.
来，这里有2位来提案的，来自中国的朋友。
你那个前面那个潮也挺有意思的吧？对，而且后面。
潮我是当时在 First 有个主动放映，我是在线下看的。
而且还在你那个视频号上看到过那个去老人家那个片花，挺有意思的，所以就很关注，知道吧？
哦。
对。
看来确实是要往外走一走，不然我都不知道。就是因为自己一个人在做片子，很容易就也没有什么反馈。
我们自己就是目前也是这个状态，知道吧？
啊。
我就想多找前辈学习交流。
哎，我都已经成前辈了，对吧？
肯定是我们前辈。这个提案之后还会继续提案呢，还是？
要看有没有人选我们吧。就是投递肯定有合适的就会投。但是不一定人家会选我们嘛，我们其实也投了好多的，但是入围的也几乎就这么1、2个嘛。去年的新鲜提案我们就入围了。
CNEX
好像没投。
因为 Snacks 我觉得不太适合。
对他每个提案的那个还有他自己的风格不一样。
对他们有自己的选片子的倾向性的，我觉得有点介于自媒体跟纪录片中间的那种感觉。
那你这个好适合那个哔哩哔哩那个探照灯啊。
那个我们也入了。
对啊，我就挺
入了，但是他们最终没有选我们都去现场提案了。这种提案大会其实它需要很多的作品来丰富他们这个节展，但是你真的能够通过它这个节展获得什么样实质性的资源，非常难说。
更多它只是一个搭建平台，给你自己去和别人聊的机会。
对的，对的。
现在提案还是其实挺难的。
我觉得每一个环节都很难，就是比如说你要有一个东西做出来，然后去这种提案被选上，先入围就很困难，然后选上了之后。并不一定能够拿个什么最佳呀什么的，对吧？这种拿到最佳之后也不一定会怎么样。然后就算你片子做完了，再去投了入围也很难，入围了之后拿奖也很难，拿了奖之后能够被更多人看到也很难，就是它每一个环节都非常非常困难。
我们现在就最缺乏的就是鼓励。
对，所以这个就是为什么这种提案大会或者是评选什么，虽然给予你的实质性的帮助非常少，但是大家还这么愿意来参加，就是因为你可以遇到这么多同病相怜的人，然后大家一起鼓励，对，抱团取暖，我觉得这个意义可能更大一些吧。现在是晚上11点多。一起来提案的国内的朋友们。
说一遍，比如说你去拍片子，你不一定花这么大一次性花这么大笔钱，然后你要参加电影节那些，对吧？来回的机票呀、住宿那些，一次性就是很大一笔钱，还不一定有收获，还有一定任何实际收益那些还不一定有，对吧？这个就是难出。
把自己给搞穷了。
对啊。
电影节就是赌，就是你赌上了你就全部 cover 住了，你没赌上你就先再掏点，就看哪天能 cover 住。
做纪录片的还是有个纪录片的梦啊，就是因为没钱我才拍了纪录片呀。
是悖论，因为没钱，你不能掏很多的钱去拍剧情片，因为剧情片你上来是吧，你得请演员。因为你没钱，所以你要拍纪录片。
对。
然后，但是你拍纪录片，你又不像剧情片那么挣钱，然后你会陷入没钱。然后因为没钱，我还要拍纪录片。啊，等于说最后就是没钱拍纪录片，然后干点啥挣点小钱吃口饭，没钱拍纪录片，就这样，就这样一个过程。
要飞10几个小时过来，自掏腰包。
没事，这个赌嘛。年轻就是要赌。
赌的是什么？
赌的是啥？赌的是一口气。我不服，我不服，他们能拍出来，我拍不出来。那青岛，你年轻的时候为什么？
我年轻的时候，这个回答已经被我拒绝。
你刚开始的时候，你是不是也是在赌？其实有好多咱们国内其他高校，像成都那边也有学生也入围了，但他不来，可能就是的确来这一趟可能要花几千块、1万块。我们没这个钱，但我们硬来。但是硬来虽然硬来，但是有机会嘛？赌。
唉。
今晚得狠狠的睡，把钱睡回来。
来，向后转。来个合照吧。
还没有合照，咱们现在有了。
现在有了。
Then she moved to Tibet, Lhasa, where she met her boyfriend, who's a Tibetan calligraphy artist. So those are the 8 characters I feel most confident, so we put them together as a series for the first season. And visually this series showed the broad landscape of China. Lots of these places were never seen on foreign media.
and we do not have voiceover, so we hope that the audience can get a more authentic perspective, personal perspective. Sometimes it will include their family members as well. Something about me.
Du Royaume-Uni. It was very difficult because many of the projects stood out for merits in different ways. Some of the passion of the projects, some of the professionalism of the presentations. So there were many different factors that came into play in how we made our decisions.
Be careful, it's heavy.
La 8e édition du festival Golden Tree.
Photographers, apparemment. Les membres donc des jurys.
The thing is, we really believe that you have something very strong in your hand that could be made global, and you really need to think about the interactiveness you can have on the project.
I think what you said about the different formats and how you might use them, I think that is the way to go. Think about how does it work on this platform, how do I reformat it for this platform, and I think you have all the elements there of jeopardy of people who are leaving one way of life for another way of life, and then you have transformation. So in many documentaries you're looking for jeopardy, you're looking for transformation, you have all of those, and it's very important, I think, to go, if you have to choose between the themes and the people, go with the characters, but I think there are some of them that will really benefit from a combination, repurposing, reformatting, and working out what's right for each platform will be the best way to get success on as many platforms as possible.
There was a thing we liked too, it was that personage of you, that characters, the couple you have, that you said something that they are on a poetic story, and going to a better, which we believe supposedly be the better, and their world is falling apart. And we think that is really dramatic, and it could give that dramatic perspective.
Yeah, so it's making sure that there's the pathos in that, and it's not all just happy endings. It'll be the jeopardy that some people fail and others don't, and some people think they're going to live their dream, and actually your dream turns out to be not what you thought. Could it turn out to be a nightmare for some people, and they end up going back? So I think it's about finding the light, but also finding the dark and the difficulties, and you'll need both.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And as for distribution, for my first feature documentary, I already won best documentary in China at a festival, but nothing happened afterwards.
I know.
I have passion in documentary filmmaking, but at the same time, I want people to see my work.
You need to have a distributor. If you have a good project and you have a good distributor, the good distributor will know where to put your project so your success continues.
But there's no such things like distributors in China, I think, maybe. For me.
There
You
is.
need to find a world distributor.
Yeah, international market.
An international seller.
Yeah, but the thing is, they usually don't talk directly to directors. They prefer to talk to producers. And you need to find the right producer first.
Yes.
And in China, I think there are lots of independent filmmakers. They just do their work.
Yeah, that's why we don't have your films on our global market.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said yesterday. You need a producer that likes your project and keep your project the way it is. Okay, because sometimes producers will say, it will be better if you do like that, and if you will. No, I am the director, and I am directing, and my project is this. If we change, so after it's a little bit of human discussion, and to see where you can negotiate your stuff, But you have a project that is so good defined, it's well defined, and you can really have something. And if you do the mainstream because you are thinking on TV, feature, cinema, and social media, and web TVs and all this, I mean, you have it all.
You're good at the social media, that's how you began your project.
Yeah.
I would have you turn the camera on yourself. Because you have this profile, you're the person who created this film about
Hedang.
Yeah. So you could do a behind the scenes of the Hedang, because what you've got to do is get your profile out there. You've got to get other people to start to notice you. So maybe talking about your vision, how you came about it, your skills as a director. You almost can interview yourself and put that out, how I made this documentary, what I see is, so you might feel that you're looking for advice, but if you give advice...
I'm giving everything this time. I'm traveling around Europe, going to different festivals.
It's very hard to actually, turn it into an ongoing career. For all, me after 20 years, I'm still, it's still the same.
Go to the bus, okay? You can talk at the hotel, okay?
Okay.
有缘这个中国见。我有机会我可以帮你。好。
啊。
非常感谢。
没事。
导演帮导演，导演帮导演。对。不是互相的，我在帮别人。对，这是最重要，因为传递爱。对，这是一个like brotherhood 导演，就是我们都兄弟，都哥们儿，都哥们儿，对，哥们儿。
The wolves, yes. It's your full catalog.
说什么这事儿很重要啊，他们太优越了，这东西你学不来，因为它需要非常漫长的积累。我们大部分华人只是想听方法上牌桌而已，就这么卑微。
先上牌桌嘛。
但是我更想打我自己的牌。
打，记录公式，自打自强。当甲方。
我要创造需求。
真的参加的嘉宾太多了，感觉是全世界各地的制片呀、发行呀、导演呀。好酷啊！